I want to thank everybody for continuously coming every single day, listening to the podcast, Affirmations for Recovery. This message is sponsored by Al, the new app for today's working entrepreneur, man. Make sure you download this app in the App Store, OWWLL, and use my referral code, EA. Get you $10, make your first call. Let's go. Let's continue to grow. Again, go to your App Store, OWWLL, and thank me later. And recovery is the oldest pandemic. It's been here longer than either one of you, me and you, right? And it's going to be here long after us. Yep, y'all. Yes. I am super excited today. The show that we designed to just talk to people that's fighting on the front lines of recovery. I love recovery. This is like I'm dedicating the rest of my life to recovery because it's the world's oldest pandemic, and I appreciate everybody for all that they do. Shout out to Ocean Tree Creative for making this happen. Like, they are the beast. They are the wind beneath my wings. Yes. So I definitely want to shout them out today before we get started. But today I got a special guy. He actually met one of my producers, and he just overwhelmed the producers with his story. And then the story got to me, and I'm like, no, I got to get him on to now, right? Because he got some nuggets that I want our community to really digest, and I want you to really, really learn and gain from. So without further ado, Mr. Ryan Perry, what's up, buddy? How you feeling today?
I'm great, man. I'm great. How about yourself?
Man, I can't complain, man, because nobody gives a damn anyway, right? Who cares about I'm just not a complaining type person. I'm a type of person that you do it or you don't, right? So who cares? But
That's it. You can complain all you want, but who's going to listen?
nobody really listens. They actually tune out. So tell my people a little bit about you.
All right. Well, like you said, my name's Ryan, and I run Soul Balance Coaching out of Northern California in the East Bay area. But I
Okay.
serve pretty much everybody all over. You know, the wonders of Zoom and Skype, and since the since the
Right.
pandemic, everybody knows it. I've been involved in the recovery scene probably for 6, 7 years, I think, somewhere around there.
Okay. Yes.
You know, I went through my own struggles back in 2010. Kind of, I lost my mother, and that kind of just steamrolled over into my own addictions. And I spent 7 years that I'm never going to get
Yes.
back.
I like the way you said that you'll never get back. Yeah.
Yeah, so 7 years that I'll never get back. But you know, I started Soul Balance legally. I started Soul Balance about a year ago. But this is my way of kind of, I don't want to say penance, but this is my way of trying to give back, trying to pay for those 7 years because I took a lot.
Mhm. So I want to empower you. I want to empower you right there because my audience knows this is the Doers Club of America. So I noticed that when you said, I'm trying to give. No, no, no. You are actually doing. I actually did my research on you, but to have you as a guest, I got to do my homework. So I did my research on Soul Balance. Man, you're actually putting in a lot of work, not just for your community, but abroad. With the new, like you said, virtual era. Man, you working across the bubble, bro. You on the front line. There's only so much one can do.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, so no more trying. You're officially in the Doers Club.
Doing
This is the Doers Club of America. I don't ever, because I'm gonna definitely stay in contact with you. We don't try. There's no trying allowed. Okay, we are doers. Okay,
I'm going to show how much of a nerd I am here and quote Master Yoda, do or do not. There
okay.
is no try.
And hey, and when you work the recovery frontline, that's the attitude you have to have. It's not even an option. Like I'm looking for those people that actually really understand that because words have power, and you got to watch what you say to yourself first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you saying it to yourself, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna believe whatever you say come out your mouth. So if you say I'm trying to do this, then I'm like, oh my god, he's trying. Oh my god, oh my god. No, he's actually whooping ass over there. He kicking ass and taking
And
names.
you know, and it's funny you mentioned that because that's actually something I talk about quite frequently is how you talk about yourself. in your head, what you say about yourself is what you're going to show to the world. And that's what your mind is going to believe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So take me back a little bit. You said 7 years, you spiraled out of control. What got you back on track?
Well, 7 years I spiraled out of control. I was big into pain pills, and I got on that oxy train for
Okay.
about 7 years. And
Ooh, choo choo.
that's an
Ooh.
expensive habit to have. So what got me back pretty much
Yes, sir.
was I lost almost everything. I lost pretty much every friendship I ever had in the world. I lost relationships. I lost cars. And what did it for me was I came this close to losing a house I inherited, free and clear, that was already paid for.
Mhm.
And I came just that
Damn.
close to losing it. Um, my girlfriend's at the time, her parents stepped in, and they knew what was going on. You try to hide things from people, but people aren't stupid, and they know. They'll just look at you, and be like, something's not right, something's not adding up. So they stepped in, they took over, they fixed what was wrong, and the condition was that I do something, not treatment necessarily, but I start making strides towards getting myself back on track.
So how'd you get back on track? Did you do treatment?
I tried to go through the 12-step process. I tried to
Mhm.
do Narcotics Anonymous. I never really resonated with any of
Right.
that. I'm not,
Tell me about it.
I'm not a God-fearing person, not religious in that. I mean, I'm more spiritual, but not religious. And
Right.
to me, 12 steps, Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous, it takes away your own personal power, because you've got to put your power into something else. And I never believed that.
Mm, that's interesting.
So I looked for kind of a more science-based recovery system. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's called Smart Recovery.
Smart recovery. Tell me about it.
Smart Recovery is an online, mostly online now since the pandemic, but it stands for Self Management and Recovery Training.
Yeah. I'm writing that down. Self-management and recovery training. I'm writing that down.
Something I never knew existed for the longest time. And it was, they have meetings almost 24/7. You can find a meeting online hosted by anybody. They're all free. They're all, you hop on one of them on Zoom, you check in, tell people, hey, I'm winning, or hey, I relapsed. And there's no judgment. There's no, oh, you got to go back to day one. There's none of that at all, which I think is great because, you know, in 12 steps, if you go to them and say, hey, I messed up, you lose
Right.
all of that time that you put in. And I don't believe in that.
Right. Ooh, I love you. I love you more than I love you right more now than I did when we first started. You understand? Because that is the same gospel that I preach. I don't tear down anything because I believe that the 12 steps got us exactly where we are today.
Yes.
And it saved a lot of a lot of people and it done a lot of great things. But I'm a fan of evolution. I know life is all about evolution and is what we did yesterday sometimes will not work today, right? So I'm an actual licensed counselor. I do a lot of groups. I do a lot of work on the front line, and I'm one of those people that I speak against, and I do it more like from a positive standpoint. I love 12 steps. I love what they've done, but they work for like my mother and my dad. Like that's something that their philosophy. But there's a new world order of drugs, right? We got fentanyl. We got a whole different animal. Like a lot of people are suffering mentally along with the addiction, right?
And it's interesting. That's a great point. That a lot of the older generation, you know, all they knew was 12 steps. All they knew was Alcoholics Anonymous. And again, I don't knock it either. If it works, whatever recovery method works for you,
First and foremost. Yeah,
perfect.
let's get that out the way. But our job is to make sure that the next generation is abreast to things like you just said, the smart recovery. And say that again one more time, because see, my people, they got to hear it over and over for it to stick. So smart. What does smart recovery stand for again?
Smart Recovery stands for Self Management and Recovery Training.
And recovery training. Okay.
And
All right.
it's based on a lot of cognitive behavioral therapy.
Yep.
They give you a lot of tools that you can work on. Even things as simple as worksheets that you can download and start writing things.
Right.
Like what are your ABCs, your activating events, your bad behaviors,
Yes.
all of that type of
I
stuff.
loved it. I love it. I'm gonna look into it because I'm always looking to open up my mind when it comes to recovery and being able to help the people. I'm just a servant, right? And my job and my goal every single day is to add value to what's being built. And recovery is the oldest pandemic. It's been here longer than either one of you, me or you, right? And it's gonna be here long after us, for sure.
I love the way you said that, the oldest pandemic, because that is 100% true. 100% true. And like I had said earlier, when I started doing my own personal coaching with my clients to get them out of addiction onto the road of recovery, something that one of my closest friends, who's also an addiction trauma coach, and she said something to me that really stuck, and it still sticks now. It says, "Addiction did not happen to me. Addiction happened for me."
Yes.
And you think about that, and the path that I'm on right now and the path that you're on right now, who better to help the people out there that need help than the people that have been there?
I say it all the time. People in recovery learn best from people in recovery, right?
Absolutely.
And and just to take it two steps further, everybody at some point in life experiences the need for recovery because recovery is not a substance, it's a mindset. Okay. So I start at the mind. I start at the top of the mountain when I talk about recovery, when I help people develop their jump shot or get back into their rhythm, we start at the mind.
Hmm.
It's not about the substance. It's not about the trauma. It's not about the because I'm actually certified in mental health and substance abuse.
Okay.
So I got both licenses. I do both, and they run for me. They run parallel.
Hmm.
They're like brother and sister. If sometimes they're like interchangeable. Like it's crazy because most of the people I work with they go both ways.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's that's a really great thing that you said. I've got my degree in psychology.
Okay.
It's amazing how much that plays in when you're talking to people, when you're, trying to get them to open up and get them to trust you. It's amazing how much that plays in. I love that. And one of the things that I've always believed is they say, what's the opposite of addiction? Connection.
Yes. That is it. That is it. That is exactly it. It's a formula. I preach formula. I preach there's no really cookie cutter. There's no real quick formula. I think recovery for everybody is individualized.
Mhm.
What works for you may not work for this person.
Not at
You
all.
know what I mean? Like, but I'm very heavy into like spirituality. Like I'm not a religious person as well. So I think we are like you are really my brother. Like we are meant to fight together. I'm actually gonna come down to Southern California and see how I can put out a couple fires with you.
Oh, that would be awesome. You should come up to Northern California and see what it's like in San Francisco and Oakland right now. It's
What's going on? Tell me. I mean, I would love to come down and put some fires out. That's what I do.
California is an interesting beast. They want to support. They're very big on harm reduction.
Right? Oregon. I mean, I'm in Oregon, so we do everything California do. So we are heavy in harm reduction. So you should see the madness around here. It's like zombie central. Like I mean, there's a certain sector of our community that literally these are zombies.
Yep.
Okay, so and I worked with a methadone clinic for a couple years before I just went back full time on my own. But I was working for a methadone clinic, and we served like 70% of our population was homeless.
Wow.
Okay. So I imagine I was there for 2 years because I'm a servant. I love people. I get my energy from people. I get my energy for seeing people win. But it's very challenging living in a state where it's harm reduction, where they give needles, they give pretty much clean stuff to them to use. You know what I mean? So
I'm not against harm reduction necessarily. Again, if that works for you as a way to get you off of whatever you're doing, that's great. But if you're using that as, just an excuse to keep going and keep going, you know,
I don't know if I'm against it. I mean, after working in the water, I'm telling you, I was literally on the super front line with that, and I believe some people actually need it because there's a psychological defect that comes with using drugs over a certain period of time. Just something that goes on psychologically that's, I haven't found the study yet, but I am definitely on the manhunt to actually capture that knowledge. But there's something that happens when you use drugs over an extended period of time. It messes with the mind.
Oh yeah,
So we have to, so after working in that market, I won't say I'm 100% for medical assisted treatment, but I will say there are certain people that could definitely use it, you know?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Even I'm surprised, honestly, to this day, now that I have 7 years, 4 months, and some change in days.
Come on, man, let's go. Hold on. We're gonna stop the press right there. We gotta celebrate that, man. Everybody, man. I want everybody drop it in the channel. Tell my man congratulations. That is huge.
Oh,
We
thank you,
celebrating
thank you.
7 years, bro.
Seven
Woo.
years, seven
Man,
years,
that's a huge deal. Super
and
proud.
you had asked earlier how I got, what made me want to change and how I got off of it. I did that on my own without any medical assistance. And we're talking, like I said, I was on the oxy train for
Woo.
doing about as much as a dying cancer patient was doing on a daily
Come on, man.
basis.
And to get off that, those are the people I would say need it. So for you to say that you did it without it, man, I'm taking off, man, salute you, bro. What's the secret sauce? Tell us the secret sauce.
Connection. Honestly, I had a support system of a woman in my life who'd been there for everything, thick and thin. She was right there next to
Mhm,
me. Her parents were supporting me.
mhm,
I had a
mhm.
couple of friends that I hadn't burned bridges with yet, that they were, once they figured out what I was doing and I told them this is the route that I'm going, I'm getting better, I'm going to get off of this. It was never a I'm going to try, to your point. It was I'm going to
Right,
do this.
right,
And it was
right.
little by little. I mean, we're talking sometimes
Mhm.
5 milligrams a day, less, sometimes 10.
Come on. Ooh,
But, and
shit.
it doesn't seem like much when you're talking about it now, but looking back then, it was like the end of the world.
Because you couldn't see yourself without it. You couldn't see yourself without it.
No, and also to your point, it changes just like any drug does. It changes the chemistry in your brain. You're doing it for 7 years straight. Your
Mhm.
body expects that. You can't just
Right.
stop. It's crazy.
You did. You did. You look, man, you have no residue on you whatsoever. I could not just meet you today and think that you were in recovery. I would say, damn, you're holding it together. I too am in recovery. I'm over 10 years in recovery. That's what got me in the space for working for people. I just feel like I have to rebuild the community that I once destroyed. So I gotta do my part. I gotta do my effort. And
It's the best.
like you said, it don't have nothing that happened to me, it happened for me. And I definitely took that vow years ago. Like I understand, I'm one of those glass half full type of people. I just look at everything happens for a reason, and it's happened according to the plan. I'm a strong believer in God. I know there's a God. You know what I'm saying? I know it. Like there has to be. There just couldn't, like some of the things that I've been through. I know there's a God. I'm not real big on the religious aspect of it though. I'll be honest. Like the people that follow me know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really like the whole story of Jesus and stuff like that. Every day I'm still surviving. I get to do more research. The jury's out to lunch for that, right? But God, oh no, nobody could tell me nothing different. I will argue till I'm blue in the face because I
It's a
know
personal experience, I
it's
think.
definitely personal. It's definitely more personal.
There's what everybody tells you, and then there's what you make of it. And
Yes.
I've always thought that, I'm not into organized religion. I'm a spiritualist, kind of like I was saying
Mhm.
earlier. But God, there's got to be something else out there.
It has to be.
I'm not gonna put a name to it,
Right.
because who knows? But there's got to
Right.
be something else.
I agree 100%. At the same time, I don't denounce nothing that works for the next person. So if it's Buddha, if it's Jehovah's Witnesses, if they Muslim, man, I don't got a heaven or hell to put nobody in. I know that firsthand. So what works
Agreed.
for you, I strongly suggest you just keep working. As long as you good to people, you loving on people, whatever you thinking and whatever you using produces those type of things. I'm a fan.
You and I have both lived in glass houses. Who are we to throw stones?
Man, not one. I'm just not in the throne storm
Nope.
business. I like to all my platforms. When you follow me, when you see me, I'm all about encouragement, empowerment, upliftment. You know what I mean? I mean, the world is crazy enough. There's a place you can go for all the craziness that you can handle. So, and
Mm,
they got multiple places you can go for that. They don't got a lot of places where people can go and actually know that they can get empowerment. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime you see me, it's pure raw energy. It ain't nothing but God's love. It's the love
yep.
that He give me. I'm giving it back to somebody else. You know what I'm
Love it.
saying? So
Love
yeah.
it.
So what type of work? You know what I'm saying? What type of work are you doing in the community? How can we support you?
Right now, I do a lot of just personal one-on-one work. That's where I find that I'm most
Okay.
effective is personal
Okay.
one-on-one work with people. Typically, my ideal person is already out of active addiction, but I work with people who are out of active addiction and in active addiction as well.
Okay.
As far as support, I mean, honestly, the biggest way that anybody can support any of this is to just educate yourself. Educate yourself to end the stigma that a lot of people have towards users, towards addicts, towards all of those
Yeah.
people, because they're viewed as such a negative, and I hate using this term, such a negative class of society. And you know what?
Right.
They're just people. We're all people. Nobody
Yep.
goes into wanting to have a good time saying, "Hey, I'm going to end up an addict, 5 years down the road,
Man.
and I'm going to be living in a box under a bridge."
Hello.
No, nobody goes into it saying that. I, you know,
Those people are people too,
mm,
and and I'm definitely a fan of yours now, bro. You just made me that much more, ready to see what you got and how I can, be a fan of it. So guys, make sure you guys support my guy. You got a website?
I don't have a website. I run everything off of Facebook, Instagram, and
Okay.
TikTok, which I'll be happy to give the links for.
Yep. Give me those links, man. Share those links. Make sure you email me those links too, so I can
I'll get
actually
them.
put it in the description. Yes, I need my fans in Northern California or wherever you at. Give my boy Ryan a call, see what he got, man. Because I believe, success is a team sport, and he
Yep.
on our team. This guy is on our team. Like, that's why he's here. So, man, man, you're allowed to be here anytime you want to, bro. Just send me an email. Be like, hey, bro, what's up? What's up, man? I got a message. I got something I'm working on. I want your people to know. Ding, ding. I want, what I'm saying? That's how this platform works. I like to tell people story and help people along their journey.
I appreciate that, man. I do.
Absolutely. So before we go, you got affirmations for recovery? Have you heard about it? What's your thoughts if you have?
I've listened to pretty much the past 20 episodes
Okay.
that you've put out.
Shit.
That's
Shout out to Ryan.
gotta know what you're getting into, man.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
the format that you use, it's great. It's amazing. You captured my attention in that first minute or so with those short episodes.
Yes, sir.
It's not information overload. It is just the
Right.
perfect amount to get the point across, and I love it. I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And if you could be so kind, if you see it anywhere, man, give me a review because reviews is that's how we work. That's how we operate. That's how we get that. That's how we build this evidence-based practice.
Uh,
That's all this is for me. Like I want to show that this works. Man, I do a lot of with this affirmations for recovery, man. This is my life's practice. And I'm actually in the process of putting out a guide to go with it. It's going to be released very soon. So guys, stay tuned. I appreciate LIE Foundation for their hard work and their efforts on actually bringing it together. Shout out to Ocean Tree again and again and again. Make sure y'all tell your friends about Ocean Tree Creative because they actually, for real, they actually do a lot of great work when it comes to the production and what I do. As far as the podcast,
they brought us together.
they brought us together, and I'm trying to get you on Al. And I got to shout out Al because that's one of my main sponsors. OWWLL is for today's working entrepreneur. It's for people like me and you. We work, man. It's a great community, man. That they do a lot of great work. I've done a lot of great work in the last almost 2 years on that app. So trust me. But it's a great platform, guys. Make sure you check it out. OWWLL reviews, reviews, reviews.
And I'll be taking your podcast and throwing it out over every one of my platforms as well because I really love
Man,
what you
hey,
do.
Now, see, now that's how we stand arm in arm, and that's why I'm asking you. So before I let you go, what can we take of yours and actually share with the world? Because sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah.
I would say that at this point, once I give those social media links to you, I do
Yep.
I do series on social media where I do positive affirmations as well, what they mean to me, what they could mean to you. I
Okay.
would say just listen to the message. Listen to the message that all of us are trying to get across. That
Yes.
all of us are trying to get across because
No trying. All of us are getting across. We actually are getting.
that all of us are getting across.
We pushing this message. We are pushing it, whether you like it or not, guys.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes, yes. So that's what it's really about. So I'd actually do starting next month. I'm actually gonna go back to doing. I used to do a IG morning 6 a.m. In addition to all the other stuff I do. I'm gonna go back to doing my IG because that's where I do a lot of. I got a lot of great following on my morning show. So I go live in the West Coast about 6 a.m. in the morning, and I just talk about the word of the day. Just similar to how you hear on the affirmations for recovery, it's the same thing. So I'm gonna do something like that on IG again, man. I would love to have you, join me on it there too, because it's all about perspective, and
Mm.
I believe that four eyes is better than two,
100%.
right?
I would love to, man.
So when you saying something to the people, I might say it a different way, but it all roads lead the same way.
Boils down to the same thing.
It really does.
You just gotta get the right perspective.
Yeah, so let's do it. Let's tag team, man. I'm actually gonna be in LA soon. I know that's like 800 miles from you, but yeah, I'll be in LA soon.
If you're ever up here in the Bay Area, man, we need to hook up.
Just give me a reason, bro. Like my team, we know just how like we found you this time, man. If there's something going on down there and it has something to do with recovery and it has something to do with positivity, and you're a part of it, I would love to come and I'll bring myself. You don't hang out to worry about nothing for me. I got myself. You know what I'm saying? I like, I'd want to be a part of anything that's moving the culture forward in a positive light.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you, man. Guys, make sure you are subscribing, liking, and sharing, all in that order, right? Because sharing is caring, and support
Mm.
is an action word. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Let's go.
Post-production for the podcast is done with care by Ocean Tree Creative.